Okay, next brush, the concealer brush. Now this, I kind of stopped wearing concealer for a while just because I couldn't be bothered. Like if I had a spot, I'd just kind of dab on some foundation or powder, and I didn't really bother doing anything under my eyes because I do have kind of bluish circles, but they're not really dark, they're not terrible, so I just thought, it's fine. And so, in my old set of studio brushes, this had been turned into an eyeshadow brush, and it works really well for that. But first I'll talk about it as a concealer brush. It works. I've started using it again, and it works really well. It's sort of it's quite stiff, but it's not like hard. I don't know how to explain this. And so, say I have a spot here at the moment, and so you just kind of dab it on, and you can use it in a really good patting motion, and then if you kind of do this to blend away the sides, it works really well. I often find blemishes are quite hard to conceal, just like because if you got spots, because it's like a little cone shape, when you're kind of blending away, you blend away from the top bit. If anyone has any good tips for that, I'd love to know. But this one actually, I don't know why, but it just works better than other concealer brushes I've used. Also, it's a good shape because it's slightly rounded. You can really kind of get it under your eye, like just under your eye, like there, and into this little bit here. I really like it. I use it around here where I tend to get some redness. It's really, because it's thin, it's good for getting into nooks and crannies, but you can kind of press it like that. It just works well. And again, I said before, I use it as a eyeshadow brush, and it's a really good brush for just sort of laying down your eyelid shade, but also it's thin, so sometimes I have gone in with my crease shade with the tip, and then sorry, I had something going there and it's just beeped at me. And then you can go with a blender brush and kind of blend the crease shade. Anyway, that's the concealer brush. Next, eyeshadow C brush. Now this is, I think, my favourite eyeshadow brush I've ever used. You can see, it's called a C brush, presumably because it's sort of shaped like a C. If that's not the reason and anyone knows the reason, please tell me. It's small, it's not very fat, but it's fatter than like the concealer brush I just showed you. And it's quite firm. I really love this I basically use this for all of my my eyeshadow. I mean, I have other brushes which I use too, but this I can use for everything. It's good for laying down, like patting on things. It's also, you can get into your crease. I like it for blending because it's quite stiff. It works quite well if you do a kind of seesaw motion, I find. Yeah, this is one product, again, I reckon you could probably use this for concealer too, but again, like the angled foundation brush, this is probably best to just use for eyeshadow because the concealer brush works better for concealer, but you could use it for that, and because it's small you can't really use it for anything else. I love this brush. I've got, I think, 3 different ones just because I use it so often. I don't really know what I want to say, but it's great. The next is the e.l.f. contour brush, which looks like this, and this is another eye brush. This is the thing I think they should have called it the eye contour brush, because when I hear the word contour I think of, you know, face sculpting, but you can really use it for that. It's for your eyes. And this is just great for putting on a sweep across your crease, and kind of blending out in the outer V. It's, as you can see, it's round, and it's not as firm as, say, this C brush, but it's not like completely fluffy. It's good. I like it. I can kind of, I think I use the C brush more often because I can just multitask with that one, but this one's really good. It's good for blending because it's a mixture of firm and soft. It's good. It's just big enough to lay down your crease color well without kind of going overboard and without it just being a tiny line. It's really good. Okay, the next one, no wait, I'm going to leave that one to last, sorry. Okay, the next brush that comes in the set is the small precision brush. Now this is like this, a tiny little paddle shape, and this one is quite firm again. In fact, this one's very firm. This is the firmest so far. And this one I find great for multitasking. If you sort of doing like a 60s look where the crease is very defined. This one's good because you can really get a thin line in your crease. It's also good for applying liner, cream liner, along here because it's small. And also, what I often use this for is for a lip brush. It's a little smaller than most lip brushes that I like to use, but it's good for being really precise. Don't know what more to say about this one. It's really good for all of those applications. The next is the small smudge brush. This one, again, doesn't get too much love from me because it's absolutely tiny. You can see that? Now I have used this one for cream eyeliner again, and it's quite good for that. It's also quite good for going under, if you just want a tiny bit of shadow along under your lower lash line. It's good for that. And again, I have used it as a lip brush, but this one really is too small for that. I mean, it's very good if you're going to get a very precise lip line, but it's not very good for filling in, just because it's so tiny it takes forever. Oh, also, I've used this for filling in my brows, and again, it's a bit too small for that, but it's fine, it's good, you can use it for that. And finally, the last brush that comes in this set, so this one, is the small angled brush, which looks like this. Now, this one is also quite firm, although not as firm as the small precision brush. This one I generally use for my eyebrows, and this isn't my favourite brush for my eyebrows. My favourite brush is the Illamasqua brow brush, which I've got here, which you can see is basically the same but bigger. And I just prefer the fact that it's bigger. I don't really know why. It's just easier for me. But this one is really good. It's just firm enough that you can really get the pigment in, but it's not so firm that it'll kind of scratch and drag. I've also used this one with cream liner, and it works really well for that. The little angle makes it quite easy to really get in close to your lash lines, and also good for going just underneath the eye again. It's good. Anyway, that's the set of brushes, and they're really good. I think kind of you basically get everything you need to do a look in there. You've got brushes that work for your lips, you've got brushes that work for all over your face, brushes that would work with contour, brushes that are multitask, you can use with powder products or cream products, and you get 4 or 5 different ones you can use for your eye area, so you can really make an entire look just using e.l.f. brushes, I think. The powder brush works sort of... Okay, now everyone loves stipple brushes except for me. I just can't get them to work, but I find the powder brush works well at kind of you stipple it on and then blend it. So I love that. So I really like this set.